Hey, how you doing, folks? Chris Harris here. Another episode of Buck Sports Podcast, presented to you by 810 Studios. Be sure to swing by 810 Studios Facebook page, check them out. 810 Studios is a full-service production company. We provide the latest equipment, software for your podcast, TV show, and music productions. We provide pre-recorded and live production options. Our goal is to help your brand, business, or nonprofit succeed. Our team has over 10 years of experience and proven track record of producing unique content. So be sure to check out the studios. Location 13, oh, excuse me, 313 Vance Street, Clinton, North Carolina. Phone number 910-336-4483. Like I said, swing by the Facebook page, check out all the content, great shows. Check out uh, Broadcast Podcast. Um, Guys, they'll have you cracking up. Great show. Check out Brian Music Repeat. So many great options on the page. You'll find something that you like, man. A lot of great shows, a lot of great people. Shout out to Mr. Tamika and the fam back in the studio. Just appreciate being a part of the family. If you're here for want to hear about your local sports, you're in the right place. We're talking Clinton and Central County football, Marlboro County football, North Carolina Tar Heel football and basketball, Carolina Panther football. Basically anything else that's really going on in sports. Got some pretty big news before I started recording today, so we'll get into that later on. But first, I'm gonna start off with just some high school news. Midway High School hired their new head football coach, and will be for the upcoming season. That's going to be Barrett Sloan, formerly head coach of Lakewood High School. So congratulations to him. Um, Barrett had a 10-3 season last year at Lakewood. Has a career record of 32 and 33 overall in 6 seasons. It's first season coming in 2018. Before that, he was a position coach at Triton for 2 seasons and also coached on JV baseball. Midway alumni, played for the Raiders back in the day. I believe he graduated in 2011. Don't quote me on that. That's just what I was getting off of Max Preps. And sometimes Max Preps isn't the most reliable source, but yeah, played quarterback for Midway, uh, ECU graduate. So congratulations to Midway. Bringing back one of your alumni, someone that knows all about Midway Raider football. Uh, Something unique. He now gets to coach on his home games on the field where his that's named after his father, Tommy Sloan, who coached Midway for a number of years. Um, so once again, like I said, congratulations to him. With that being said, now there's an opening for Lakewood high school football. So Lakewood will join Clinton and Safety County schools that are searching for a new head coach for football. So we'll see see where that goes. Couple Heard a couple of names. One big name, former head coach James Lewis, but with him being Safety County athletic director, I think from what I've seen and heard, it's probably hard pressed for him to come back and coach. So they'll probably go in a different direction. But for any Lakewood fans, comments below. Comment who you want to see leading the football team in 2024. But that's the news out of Safety County right now. A couple updates for the Clinton High School football coaching search. Like I said, I heard they got a lot of attention, a lot of candidates. From what I heard, over 30 candidates. For what I've heard recently, that list is down under 10 now. With the next school board meeting, I believe, coming second week of April. So hopefully, by that time, we'll be getting some news of who's going to be leading the Clinton Dark Horse football program in the future. So just stay tuned for that. As soon as I know something, I'll let y'all know something. And just looking forward to seeing what's going on because nowadays, man, football, you want to get a head start on this thing, man. Most schools do, you do your winter workouts, you do your spring drills. A lot of teams are out there on the practice fields right now doing the little spring workouts and spring practices. So definitely eager to hear who's going to be in charge and you know so those kids can start they can start building that chemistry and start getting those expectations and what I would probably imagine is going to be a whole new system that these kids are going to have to really dive into and learn. So just something as a fan, definitely looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Moving on to college, of course, we are in the midst of March Madness, and shout out to the ACC. So many these college pundits and experts have been speaking down on the conference, ACC conference this year, as far as basketball goes. And what do? We go out and we send 4 teams to the Sweet 16. So that's a big deal for us. So shout out to those teams. Of course, my North Carolina Tar Heels, Duke Blue Devils, Clemson Tigers, and the Cinderella story that everyone's really getting behind now. Fan favorite NC State Wolfpack, you know, making it to the Sweet 16 after their that amazing 5-day ACC tournament championship run. That's like I said, man, they're a rival, but I got to give respect where respect is due, and man, shout out to all the NC State Wolfpack fans out there, man. And it seems like definitely a team that the whole people that don't really follow ACC basketball are kind of really getting behind because everyone loves an underdog story, especially especially in March Madness. So shout out to them. We'll go ahead and kind of give you a kind of rundown of what's going to happen. Sweet 16 schedule. I'm here recording on a Wednesday afternoon, so this is going to start off tomorrow. And first game for my South Carolina folks that have joined the page. Any Clemson Tiger fans out there? Number 6 seed Clemson Tigers will be taking on the number 2 Arizona Wildcats, and that's going to be at 7 o'clock or 7:09 p.m. on CBS. So definitely check that out for all you Clemson fans out there. My Tar Heels, number 1 seed UNC Tar Heels taking on number 4 seed Alabama Crimson Tide. That's going to be one of the nightcap games, 9:39 p.m. on CBS. For my people that got work early in the morning, I apologize, man. You guys gonna have to stay up a little bit late that night, but that's gonna be a great game. If you recall, my Tar Heel fans say beginning of last season in November, we met up with Alabama, and I mean, awesome game. If you're a big time basketball fan, 4 overtimes, crazy game. Unfortunately, Alabama got the best of us in 4 overtimes, beating us 103-101. But yeah, definitely looking forward to checking that one out. Guys gonna be looking for a little bit of payback and how what better setting to get a little bit of payback in the Sweet 16 NCAA tournament with a chance with the go to the Elite Eight on the line. So definitely check that out. That's the Thursday games for my Carolina, North Carolina, South Carolina teams. Friday, that Cinderella story, NC State, number 11 seed. They'll be taking on number 2 Shaka Smart led Marquette, number 2 seed. That's going to be a 7:09 game, 7:09 p.m. game on CBS. So all my NC State fans, let's see if they can keep that Cinderella story rolling, man. That would be a huge victory for them to make it to the Elite Eight. You know, after because I'm pretty sure most State fans thought they were dead in the water. Going into the ACC tournament last week. So here we are. Week 2 weeks later, you might have an opportunity to punch your ticket to the Elite Eight. That's big time. So that's that. That's the early game. My Duke fans got the nightcap on Friday nights. As the number 4 seed, Duke Blue Devils will be taking on the number 1 seed, Houston Cougars, and that's going to be 9:39 p.m. on CBS. Um, like I said, once again, said another ACC team for an opportunity to punch that ticket. Taking on the number 1 seed, Houston, a solid team. That's gonna be a great game, great test for the Blue Devils. Um, I know it's been a lot of talk about, at least I've seen on Twitter or X, or whatever you want to call it, about ACC teams supporting each other, even though we're rivals. I'm not gonna go as far as saying I'm rooting for Duke or NC State, but I mean I don't mind if they win. Like you said, there's been a lot of trash talk about the ACC as far as the conference, and if somehow we happen to go 4-0 and send 4 teams to the Elite Eight, I mean that definitely shut a lot of people up. Shout out to Chef Davis on CBS Sports, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm indifferent, man. I'm not rooting against them. I'm not one of those people that I know we all witnessed all the Duke fans coming out the woodwork, you know, supporting NC State, which was kind of weird when they beat us in the ACC tournament championship a week ago. But I've never really been like that. I feel like if Duke loses, Duke if we win Thursday and Duke loses Friday, oh well, Duke season's over. Well, I'm not going to celebrate it because, like I said, I'm only focused on our team winning. But like I said, I'm not rooting for them either. So yeah, I mean, it kind of sounds a little strange, but it's. I mean, like I said, I won't mind if the ACC teams go 4-0 and send 14 to the lead. That's just speaks volume for our conference. And it's crazy that people would even analysts would even talk down on the ACC. I mean, I always felt like the ACC was basically what the SEC is for college football. That's what the ACC is for basketball. I mean, you think about it. Last year, we sent a team to the Final Four in Miami. Miami Hurricanes went to the Final Four. The year before that, we sent 2 teams, Carolina and Duke, to the Final Four. And you got to think about it. If we weren't pitted against each other, we probably would have met each other in the national championship game. But they said the ACC just has a history of being, just prestigious in basketball with so many great programs, mainly carried by Carolina and Duke. But it goes deep. I mean, even before back when Maryland was a part of the ACC and Georgia Tech had their runs and Virginia, they were in the national championship a couple years ago. ACC has always been, one of the top tier conferences as far as basketball goes. So for anyone to just speak down on the ACC, I don't know. I just like I said, you wouldn't speak against the SEC in football, but throughout the post NCAA postseason, the ACC is currently sitting at 81. Um, like I said, you got a quarter of the teams in the Sweet 16 or ACC teams, so that just speaks volumes of how good this conference is. But I'll elaborate a little bit more on my, uh, I'm big on my Tar Heels, so I got to talk about my Tar Heels matching up with Alabama. From I've liked what I've seen, since the ACC title the tournament loss. I said that others were going to have to step up, and we couldn't just rely solely on RJ Davis. You saw that a little bit in the first game. The first game against Wagner. I mean, Baycott, Armando Baycott, and RJ Davis, they did their thing. I was a little concerned at the rest of the starters. Elliot Cadeau, had a bad game, 0 points, didn't really give us too much. Cormac Ryan actually had a pretty solid game these last two games. I'll talk about him real quick. But like I said, Armando went 20 and 15 with 20 points, 15 rebounds in that first game. RJ Davis had 22. The rest of our starters had uh, 22, which we got we got 13, 13 from Cormac Ryan and 9 points from Harrison Ingram, 0 points for Elliot Cordeaux. And I mean that's not bad, but I mean it's not the Braves either. Like I said, we're going to need Cormac and Harrison Ingram to be consistent scorers for us, and Harrison Ingram to really help Armando as far as rebounding and stuff goes. Elliot Cadeau, I mean, he's not a big scorer. He hasn't been a big scorer, but I just need him to be efficient. He's normally the one that gets left open a lot. Drive the ball, finish at the rim, get to the free throw line. Just be efficient. That's all I need from him as a freshman point guard. The bench actually pretty well. Let me rephrase that. Jalen Withers really came up big off the bench for us that first game with 16 points and 10 rebounds. So, I mean, we could get that from him consistently. I mean, because bench scoring was at 26 points. He had 16 of them. So you like to see a little bit more, variety as far as the bench goes with guys like Jalen Washington and Seth Trimble come into the game. But I mean, like I said, 26 points off from the bench isn't bad. That second game against Michigan State, Baycott went 18 and 7, 18 points, 7 rebounds. RJ Davis had 20 points. Uh, Rest of the starters pitched in. Oh, sorry. Rest of the starters pitched in 37, which, like I said, that was Harrison Ingram had a much better game. Cormac Ryan still consistent. Bench points that game were only 10 points. Like I said, man, you just want other people other than Baycock and Davis to step up and just be consistent. Because like I said, as you go deeper and deeper in the tournament, teams are going to lock in on these guys. They're going to, all right, we're going to try to take these guys out the game the best we can and make someone else beat you. And like I said, we're gonna need Harrison Ingram to have big games. We're gonna need Cormac Ryan to have big games. Seth Trimble, he's not gonna be a big scorer, but definitely need him. His defense, his athleticism. I wish one of the things that really bugged me during the NC State game was him just settling for these jump shots. He's not a shooter, just like his brother. He's not a shooter, man. His brother relied on his athleticism. He's got to do the same thing. I want him, if they're gonna leave you open, shot fake, drive the ball, try to get to the free throw line, use your athleticism. That's what I need from him. Jalen Withers, if I could get Jalen Withers to have that same type of performance, because he was a big time scorer when he was at Louisville. He could shoot. He made a lot of threes. If I could just get him to be a little bit more consistent, and guys like Jaden Washington, when you come in, just um, when Jaden Washington comes in, just do enough. You ain't got to come in there and give me a double double, but I mean, make the most of your opportunities. And like I said, the road's gonna get tougher and tougher, and you just want these guys to be able to step up and make plays when asked to. And that's gonna be the difference between you know flying back to Chapel Hill or heading to the Final Four in the long run. So definitely looking forward to the game against Alabama, man. Like I said, that last meeting was, one for the books. 4 overtimes, um, big time game. Fortunately, didn't go our ways. Hopefully, this time it does. And you just kind of hope that we're not. looking ahead, so to speak. And why when I say that is because if Arizona beats Clemson and we win, of course, we get that matchup with Arizona in the Elite Eight, and that's going for diehard Carolina fans. Caleb Love transferred from UNC to Arizona, so he's having a great season for the Wildcats. Um, that'll be a big time, I guess a big time story, for everyone to really talk about and focus on. And you like I say, you just hope we're not looking ahead to something like that. But yeah, there should be a lot of great games Thursday and Friday, winding down the season. So hoping that all any team that you root for, hoping everyone does well. I mean, it's the ACC, North Carolina, South Carolina. Like I said, it'll be something else. I mean, that would be, like I said, those guys that spoke down on the ACC, man, they would be looking really, really bad if we get the Elite Eight matchups for the weekend and you got four ACC teams in there, half the field. So, pretty much for my college talk. Let me know who you guys support, man. Where all my Carolina fans at, where all my Duke fans at, NC State. Let me know in the comments, and let me know how y'all feeling about the games coming up this week. Uh, I was talking a little bit about NFL stuff. Like I said, man, big news for the Carolina Panthers right before I started recording. Right before I started recording, I was going to talk about this today anyway. Well, I was going to talk about the waiting game, but I guess the waiting game's over. Found out right before I started that defensive end Jadeveon Clowney is going to sign with Carolina. Uh, from what I've seen early on right here, it's going to be a 2-year deal worth 20 million. So that's probably going to be about 10 million a year. Obviously, but you don't know what type of bonuses or incentives he has. But um, guy that had a solid season for the Ravens last year. He's a guy that's been kind of up and down throughout his career. Many would say he hasn't lived up to the hype from college being a big early draft pick, but for Carolina, it's all about you're trying to replace that production that you lost with Brian Burns. Trying to improve the pass rush. We're talking about a team that was dead last in sacks last season, and just he it's going to help out, and hopefully he brings some of that that energy that he had last season. He had about nine and a half sacks for the Ravens last year. If he can have another season like that, I mean, I'll take that. I'll take 9.5 sacks from him. You think about how many how many we got out of Burns last year. So he'll join TJ Wanham, as added to that Carolina Panthers pass rush, and I'm pretty sure we'll still look to add some guys through the draft, and and like I said, we still got some time as far as free agency goes. We'll see, but that was just the big news. And the other thing I was going to talk about, with this signing, one of the things we found out we reached Dan Morgan and Carolina Pat have reached out to Stephon Gilmore, trying to gauge his interest in returning to Carolina. We all know he had a short stint with us a couple seasons ago. After the J.C. Horn injury, after the C.J. Henderson trade, fortunately for us, he was coming off an injury himself, and we really didn't get to see a lot of him. Was on a snap count, had a couple bright moments, and a guy that a lot of Panther fans wanted us to resign, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. And he went on to have a solid year in Indianapolis. Then he had a solid year in Dallas last season. And a guy for his age, still very capable corner. Um, like I said, big time former All Pro Defensive Player of the Year. Even just like I said, even a guy that you would think could be a really good locker room guy, a Charles Tillman, type guy for so the sort, somebody really could, you know, elevate what we what we're needing in the secondary. Because right now, with the DJ, sorry, Dante Jackson trade, that cornerback room is, we added Dane Jackson from Buffalo, you know, but still like that cornerback room is still kind of, it needs some work. Like I said, given J.C. Horn's injury history, so with the Clowney signing, that could be something that maybe we could hopefully use to draw Stephon back to Carolina. Um, they both of them, Rock Hill, South Carolina. Both of them went to play for South Carolina Gamecocks. So yeah, hopefully that's just a key. Like I said, it's gonna be a really good locker room guy, veteran presence for the young guys. Uh, yeah, definitely something. Like I said, man, we definitely something we can use. Like I said, beggars can't be choosers, and like I said, man, you give me Stephon Gilmore, I'm feeling a little bit better about our secondary room as far going into OTAs and going into the draft and stuff. Just seeing how we continue to try to build this thing up, man. But that was the big news of the day for the Carolina Panthers. I'm sure they're talking about it all online right now. Said Davion Clowney signing with Carolina, so that's big for us. A couple others more lead wide news stuff. A couple rules changes that's going to be coming to the NFL. The hip drop tackle, uh, the tackle. If you think about the Mark Andrews injury last year, you think about a guy from Dallas, man. I can't. Tony Pollard injury year before. They're making this legal for defensive players to use this technique. Like I said, just like anything else, I think it'll be like a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down, probably a fine, But I just, you look at the plays, and I feel like I feel for defensive players in the NFL right now because it's got to be so hard to, do your job. Think about, I mean, anyone that's played football, you're going full speed trying to make a play. And now you got so many things to consider in your head because I mean, if you look at the style of the hip drop tackle, I mean, I don't, and it's gonna be funny to see how refs, try to go about, determining this because you look at some plays like, I think one they're showing the DK Metcalf, the famous rundown of Buda Baker on that interception. Some people say, hey, technically that could be, in certain eyes of certain officials, that could be a hip drop. That could be a penalty. Imagine that play, as awesome as that play was, being a penalty. Someone posted the old Tennessee Titans. They were then St. Louis Rams Super Bowl. The last play of the game, when the Rams defender tackled Kevin Dyson just short of the end zone. Almost imagine that being a penalty. All of a sudden now, automatic first down and one untimed down at the 1 yard line. You know, so it's one of those things, man. I understand the need for player safety, and that's paramount. But man, like I said, if you're a defensive player in the NFL, you're like, well, like what can I do? I can't, you hit too high, hit too low. Now, I mean, like I said, you got a guy going full speed, and at the end of the day, you're just trying to, I understand technique, what you're taught, but at the end of the day, as a defensive player, you're trying to keep that guy from, scoring a touchdown. And now you just got so many things running through your head. Like you can't play full speed, I feel like. You can't go 100%. You can't go full speed. You got to dial it down 75, 60%, And I feel like they said NFL, I feel like it's a lot of stuff is being thrown at defensive players, and a lot of people I feel like is like they want higher score, they want more offense. I feel like they feel like higher scoring. leads to more viewers. Which I mean, yeah, a high scoring game is exciting, but I mean, any football fan, shit, I still love a good defensive game. I mean, I just don't want this to turn into what the NBA is now, where you got teams scoring a ridiculous amount of points and just defense is just a lost art. But I feel like that's kind of what it's leading to. I'm not gonna say like I'm not gonna go to the extreme like some are saying like, oh yeah, we might as well just play flag football and stuff like that. But I mean, that's kind of the direction it's going to. Like I said, as a defensive player, man, you better when you negotiating contracts now, you got to be like, hey, well, look, I need this much in my contract for these fines that I'm probably gonna get for making these tackles and stuff. So I mean, that's just kind of how it is now. Another rule, this one was, and I'm gonna have to read this off for y'all because the new kickoff rule that they're doing. So I'm gonna read this off and like I believe I've seen it before. I think I've seen it in like arena football, but it's weird how they was trying to explain it. But basically, they're saying the building block of this approach is to line up majority of players downfield before the kick, rather than have them run while the ball's in the air. The shift reduces the number of high-speed collisions that cause injuries. The kicker will continue to kick off from the 35-yard line, but remaining 10 members of the kicking team will line up in at the receiving team's 40-yard line. At least 9 members of the return team will be between their 35 and 30-yard line in what is called a setup zone. So this is how this is going to be set up now. So basically, the ball will ideally drop between the 20-yard line and the goal line. That's called the landing zone, where the receiving team will have one or more likely two returners. If the ball lands in the end zone, it goes out the end zone. That's resulting in a touchback. Touchback's going to be at the 30-yard line now. And if it's kicked out of bounds, it'll be placed at 40, which that's normal. But as far as coverage goes, no one but the kicker and the returner can move until the ball hits the ground. So it's gonna be awkward. They say it's gonna create a few awkward seconds when 19 to 20 players are just standing still watching the ball. Um, but that's basically that's the new kickoff rule that we'll be seeing next season. They got diagrams and stuff. If you want to kind of look into it yourself, it's going to be they got diagrams up on ESPN.com, but just another change. Like I said, man, I understand player safety, but man, I feel like man, just doing all this stuff, you're taking away one of the most exciting and game changing plays that there is. I mean, guys like um, oh man, I don't know why. I just Devin Hester. Guys like Devin Hester are in the Hall of Fame because of this, of kick returns. I mean, how many games have we seen change on a big time kick return? I feel like I don't know if this is make this is it just seems really I don't know, it just seems really strange. I mean, I understand the you want to uh prevent like a lot of those dangerous collisions that you see with two teams running full speed at each other over that amount of area. Man, it's just like I said, man, guys like Devin Hester, Dante Hall, they made a career out of these type of plays, and um, yeah, it's just gonna be strange to see. But I mean, like I said, I mean, this is NFL is an ever changing game, so we'll see how it works out. But I'm gonna go ahead and kind of start wrapping things up here. Like I said, for all, I appreciate everyone coming in, listening in. If you have any suggestions for topics that you would like me to talk about, I mean, please feel free to email me, inbox me, or comment, the conversation below. Um, like I said, definitely appreciate the support. one of the things I really love doing, which is talking sports and especially high school sports. Man, like I said, I enjoy NFL, I enjoy college, of course, but my real passion is prep football, and I'm just counting down the days, man. I'm really looking forward to the season and covering so many different teams. It's gonna be fun, man. I had a lot of fun just doing Clinton as a Clinton fan, obviously, but it's gonna be even better this season. Getting to learn and listen, and you know, we I know of these South County teams, but I don't know as much about the different players and the history as I should. Being from South County, so I'm really looking forward to really diving into this and hearing other people's other perspectives, and really learning more about these players. Because I'm looking at, I mean, I've been trying to, do my research on my own about some of these players coming up, man, and it's gonna be an exciting season, man. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, I know nothing about football in South Carolina like that, so I'm definitely looking forward to learning more and talk to the fans and getting more their perspective about who's the big dogs down there, who's the guys to watch. I mean, South Carolina's always had a great uh, prep football tradition. So just getting a chance to learn more about these teams and players and coaches down there, and just to lay the land down there. So definitely looking forward to it. Because I feel like I said, I feel like prep sports is more in my comfort zone. Like I said, I'm trying to give y'all the whole spectrum because it's only so much news in the off season. So that's why I'm really trying to get y'all to give y'all some pro stuff and give y'all college stuff. Just like I said, trying to expand on that. But man, I'm at home when it's on Friday Night Lights. That's where I'm at home. But like I said, once again, appreciate everyone listening in. Like I said, any questions or suggestions for me, um, like I said, email me, DM me, comment below anything you guys want to hear me talk about, or any suggestions y'all had to make this stuff better, man. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I'm just trying to provide some quality content for anyone that takes the time to, take your time out your day to listen to me. Like I said, I appreciate it. But once again, swing by 810 Studios social media page. Uh, Check them out. Give them a follow. Trying to reach 1,000 followers for them. So be sure to swing by the Bucks We Sports Facebook page. Give me a like, follow. I said, if you're curious about how to watch the videos, like I said, they'll be posted on all the 810 Studios social media pages. The normal Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. Also, YouTube. You can listen to us on Amazon Fire TV as well. We got also on Spotify. So it's a lot of different ways you can watch. Like I said, really appreciate all the support. Um, Go ahead and wrap things up now. Chris Harris, Buck Sweet Sports Podcast. Hope everyone enjoys all the college basketball games Thursday and Friday. Hoping for a lot of ACC victories. Hope for a lot of happy fans. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of their week. And appreciate y'all listening.